Hey guys, so today we have three phones from OnePlus. We have the OnePlus 6, 7 Pro and 8 Pro. We're going to check out the cameras on all three of these phones and we're going to see if there is any improvements in the camera department on these three phones for the last 2 years. So we're going to put the photos and videos side by side with each other, and I will be recording audio on all three phones and be rotating among them. So let's get right into it. When it comes to daytime shots, you will notice that on the OnePlus 6 and OnePlus 7 Pro, the colors are about the same, to be honest. It's a bit more dull if you compare it to the OnePlus 8 Pro. In the same fashion with the Samsung S20 series, OnePlus did decide to make their OnePlus 8 Pro colors a bit more saturated. So here's a shot taken with the main lens, and when you crop in, you'll notice that on the OnePlus 8 Pro and 7 Pro, you get a little bit more details compared to the OnePlus 6. But between these two, if you zoom in a little bit more, you'll find that the OnePlus 8 Pro does preserve those details better than the 7 Pro. Here is a zoom shot on all three phones. This is at 3 times the optical zoom. On the OnePlus 6, you don't have a telephoto camera. So at this 3 times magnification, it's more of the processing power of the cameras. And I would say on all three phones, they do a very good job and give you similar results. Going to the wide angle, something that the OnePlus 6 doesn't have, here's a comparison between the 7 Pro and 8 Pro. I would say that the 8 Pro does handle the shadows better than the 7 Pro. Again, these are the few shots that I've taken, and sometimes the OnePlus 6 does a very good job, followed by the 8 Pro and 7 Pro. And again, if you're taking shots with the main lens, all three phones do give you very similar images. It's a good testament to the OnePlus 6 that still manages to compete with the OnePlus 8 Pro. And one of the best modes that I do like on the OnePlus 8 Pro is this dedicated macro mode. Over here, you're taking shots at the same distance, and all three phones again give you the same results, but it's when you go very close to the subject that you get more details on the OnePlus 8 Pro. Over here, you can see amazing details and amazing color on the OnePlus 8 Pro. So here are some shots that I will just show you, and do leave a comment down below if you feel there is a difference between the 6 to 7 Pro and to the 8 Pro. When it comes to indoor shots though, you can see that on the OnePlus 6, it does a little bit different compared to the 7 Pro and 8 Pro. The colors are a bit more processed and oversaturated compared to the 7 Pro, which follows very closely to the OnePlus 8 Pro. So on the front camera, it's actually pretty interesting on all three phones. They do have the same 16 megapixel sensor with a little tweaks here and there. That's where the similarities end, as the results on all three phones are very different. The OnePlus 8 Pro does the best with good dynamic range, details and subject separation. The OnePlus 7 Pro does very well too, but as you can see here on my skin, it over smoothens my skin, making it lose some of those details. On the OnePlus 6, it actually does pretty well with those details, but that skin color sometimes does change a little bit. When you're taking these shots under harsh conditions, you can see that the 8 Pro does very nice with balancing the shadows and the skin color on my face. Over on the 7 Pro, as you can see again, it over smoothens my face, making it look a bit over processed. One thing though that the OnePlus does struggle is when you're taking shots under some shades. Over here you can see that the edge detection isn't very good on all three phones. But when it comes to the background over there, you can see that the 7 Pro and 8 Pro does very well by brightening up those shadows. Alright, so now we are testing out the selfie video over here. In terms of color, I like the OnePlus 6 when it does of stability. I do prefer it on the OnePlus 8 Pro. It looks a bit more stable compared to the other two phones. Here, again, I'm going to just test out lighting conditions. So when you're taking portrait shots on all three phones, you have to keep in mind that the OnePlus 6 doesn't have a depth camera or telephoto. So it's more of just taking a shot and using its software to do its work. So when you're using the main lens to take these portrait shots, you'll notice that on all three phones they give you about similar results. But when you crop in into these photos, you'll find that on the 7 Pro and on the OnePlus 8 Pro, it does better with those edge detection and details. Also on the 7 Pro and 8 Pro, you can use the wide angle to take portrait shots. Between these two though, I would say that the 8 Pro does better than the 7 Pro. It does give you better details, subject separation and color. One thing that OnePlus has significantly improved is the video stabilization. There is a big difference between the 6 and 7 Pro and also the 7 Pro to 8 Pro. The 8 Pro does better than the jittery 7 Pro. When it comes to night mode on all three phones, it isn't the best suit for OnePlus, and as you can see here, they still take about similar images. Sometimes the OnePlus 8 Pro does a better job in terms of details, but it's not a very significant result. Since the OnePlus 6 all the way to the OnePlus 8 Pro, OnePlus still doesn't really give too much time when it comes to processing those images. With that shortened time, you get less details and light coming in. When it comes to the wide angle on the 7 Pro and 8 Pro, I would say the 8 Pro does a little bit better in terms of details due to its higher 48 megapixel wide angle camera. So here are some night selfie shots, and do let me know in the comments down below if I still look alright at night. Alright guys, so we're taking the night video at my favorite spot again. And as you can see, in terms of the brightness, the OnePlus 8 Pro is doing very well. The 6 and 7 I would say looks pretty similar. Let's go on over here. As you can see, on the 6 and 7 it's very dark compared to the 8 Pro. So kudos to OnePlus 8 Pro for OnePlus for making a good job with their camera hardware. I'm gonna see. It actually looks very smooth and actually nice details you still get on all three phones. You can see the stability. There's a bit of jittery here and there. I heard it's more of an Android thing. Just let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Alright guys, so that is it. Do let me know in the comments down below which phones you are using and how the cameras are performing so far. Do let me know if there is any difference between the 6, 7 Pro and 8 Pro. If you enjoyed this video, do click the like and subscribe button down below. It really helps a lot with the channel. So do find me on my socials as well, on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So that is it. This is Dr. Hammerstag. Stay safe, take care and wash those hands.